Hello, Gene Schwimmer here. Welcome to today's vlog. Looks like it's been another day of hearings and they're not over yet. I've been, well, as I said in earlier vlogs, I have the luxury of working from a home office. So as I'm working, I can keep a separate computer browser open and I can listen to these hearings that are being held in, well, so far Pennsylvania, Michigan, and now Georgia. Today, the Trump campaign lawyers, Rudy Giuliani, Jenna Ellis. So today was Georgia. All the testimony in all these hearings has really been chilling, but today, well, I just heard from a witness who, a young woman, 22 years old, voting in her second presidential election, that she went to vote and was told that she had requested an absentee ballot and she had not. She was still able to vote, but then she got a notice that somebody had voted her absentee ballot that she never requested and never got. That is just one small example. A bigger example was, well, they showed an actual security camera footage, which apparently the campaign workers, not the campaign workers, the vote counters weren't aware of, because you saw them emptying out the room. This is the famous toilet leak or whatever, plumbing problem, which did not actually happen, but emptying out the room, saying we're done counting for the night or for the next few hours, and then people staying behind, 4 people, and pulling some ballots, some boxes of ballots out from underneath a table and starting to tabulate those with nobody there, no press, no observers. I just heard testimony from a poll watcher. One of the Republican poll watchers was refused entry to one polling location, was able to, or counting location, was able to go to another one and was admitted. He was required to watch the vote tabulations at 10 tables. Obviously, that's impossible. He said most of the time he was kept far away, so far away that he couldn't actually see a ballot, see what was going on. But there was one point where he was able to watch a voter or a vote counter tabulating results, that from one batch of votes or ballots, and that tabulator had entered 10,000 some odd votes for Joe Biden, 13 votes for Donald Trump. And he flagged that right away. He said, that can't be right. That can't possibly be right. And he got them to do a recount, to check those ballots, and it turned out to be 9,000 votes for Donald Trump. So you see what is going on here, and they have a runoff election for 2 senators that could decide control of the Senate. If Biden eventually is the next president, then the vice president, Kamala Harris, would be able to break ties. The Republicans would still be able to filibuster unless that gets eliminated somehow, but they would be able to filibuster, so that would be one barrier there. But absent that, well, put it this way, Biden won't be able to get any of his policies through if the Republicans control the Senate, at least. And then I would predict that in 2024, the Republicans will regain control of the House, and that'll be it. Game over. And I am pretty optimistic that Trump would run in 2024, and I am pretty optimistic that he would win. But the point is, this Georgia runoff coming in January 4th, I believe, that is very important. And the problem is that well, here's this headline I want to share with you. Continetti, oh, that's Matt Continetti. He's the editor of the Washington Free Beacon. It's a website. It's a news website, a conservative news website, conservative oriented. By the way, as I am too, I'm a conservative. Full disclosure, feel free to take that into consideration when you evaluate anything that I say. So here's the headline: Continetti, Trump risks hurting GOP turnout in Georgia with election fraud claims. And the problem there is that some misguided Republicans, that's what I would have to say, are saying protest that if something is not done about these problems in Georgia, then you should protest by not showing up to vote, not voting in January, which essentially, if enough people take that advice, enough Republicans take that advice, then the Republican candidates will lose, the 2 Republican candidates, and the Democrats will have control of the White House and the Senate and the House. So it's just crazy advice. And on top of that, you have the Never Trumpers, the so-called Lincoln Project. They are Republicans. They call themselves Republicans who hate Donald Trump. They are saying don't vote, or go and vote, but write in Donald Trump's name instead of voting for the actual candidates. And then you have some false flag operations. One case, a billboard saying that Kelly Loeffler and David Perdue, the incumbent senators, they did not deliver for you, don't deliver for them. In other words, you have Democrats running these advertisements, concealing the fact that they are Democrats, encouraging Republicans not to go out and vote on January 4th to protest. My advice is exactly the opposite. That's what this vlog is about today. My advice is just the opposite. Go out and vote. Vote, vote, vote in such large numbers. All of you go out and vote beyond what I call the margin of fraud. Vote so overwhelmingly for Donald Trump, so many of you go out, that whatever shenanigans are pulled on January 4th, that it won't result in the wrong people being elected. When I say wrong, I don't mean morally wrong. I mean that the candidate who wins did not win by fraud, but is actually the honest candidate. That's my advice, to go out and do that. And I'm hoping that, this will be my final point, that the Georgia legislature will take the advice that was given by one of the witnesses today, the computer expert, who was asked, what can we do to help secure the integrity of the election on January 4th, because there's no time to get rid of this Dominion company and to substitute another company. And he suggested very simply, I would suggest a police officer, but have somebody guarding each of these machines, each of these voting machines, so that nobody can tamper with them, so that nobody can take a USB drive and stick it in the machine, make sure they're not connected to the internet, so on and so forth. That is really great advice. The only other piece of advice I would add is there is plenty of time between now and January. Make darn sure that there is a Republican at each station where votes are being tabulated. That should be so simple. I would hope that they would do that. Do those 2 things and then publicize that you are doing those 2 things. And have police at these tabulation stations to make sure that the Republicans are admitted, and have, I would even bring in federal people or National Guardsmen to observe the voting at the polling places. The point being, take whatever measures that you possibly can and then publicize them so that the voters, especially the Republican voters, know that there are measures being taken sufficient that they feel confident to come out and vote. Because this idea of staying home, that's just ridiculous. That is just ridiculous. I'll just end there, except to say that what is not ridiculous, what is exactly the opposite of ridiculous, is to give me a thumbs up if you like this video. Share with anybody you think would also like the video. Got any comments, put them in the comment section below the video, where you can also put questions, suggestions for future topics. You could subscribe. I love getting subscribers. And when you're done subscribing, you could listen to my music videos. I do my videos of original music under another name, Gene Allan, so you don't have to worry people who look for Gene and Allan are going to run into my political views and accidentally get to this channel. So I would hope that you would do that and come back and see. Well, sometimes I forget. I just want to let everybody know I appreciate the time you spend with me to listen to me pontificate. Well, I guess it depends on your point of view, either pontificate or rant. Take your pick. But most of all, again, thanks for stopping by. I look forward to seeing all of you again. I hope I see all of you again, but if I do, I look forward to it. And until I do see all of you again, bye.